won a game with a missed field goal 2 weeks ago. Same spot on the field. And our kid made it today. Good poise. Thought our defense played well. Let about 2 or 3 runs out, which hurt us. Team game, you win together, you lose together. But I think our defense had an overall good performance. The back is good and made us miss a few times. And I thought Ross, he ended up towing the ball 36 times. We ran 77 plays. He probably played 72 of them. Returned punts. He's going to be tired. And I know he hurt his ankle during the fourth quarter. Got it retaped him, put him in. So, and then I thought Duran coming off the bench did a nice job. Yeah, it's interesting. It's it almost came to bite me, but we were leading the league with least penalized team. When we were good, we were in the bottom of the pack. So I don't want those penalties, but I told them to play physical, play fast. We weren't doing that enough. So some of those were physical plays, as you saw. They weren't offsides and cheap penalties. They were physical, play the ball, cover the punt. We had punts out last week, we weren't covering it. So I said to the staff, I don't know if it's going to bite me, but it didn't. But, we were able to respond offensively, but defensively responded for us the whole first half, to be honest with you. So, team game. First of all, he's a freshman. And we've got to understand that. This is competitive football. And what you get away with, and sometimes you can't. And he had a good week of practice. The same gut feeling I had in New Hampshire game. I said to the coaches, I got it, so we're going to go with it. And, it's really not about Charlie, more about Duran's really had 2 good weeks of practice, to be honest with you. I thought he came in last week and played sharp, so I wasn't scared to do it. And, we're going to win collectively this year, as can be seen. We finished that game with only 2 healthy safeties and only 2 healthy linebackers. And the one guy that had to go in a linebacker moved to defensive end this week because we had injuries there. He didn't play a rep of linebacker. So, to me, I think we're fighting through a ton of adversity, and I'm happy that the kids can feel better about themselves when the shoulders up. Because unfortunately, you're defined by the W. I'm not trying to, I've tried to explain this to the kids, but I wasn't playing a game when we started. I thought Josh was the right kid to start. When Bryden took over, I thought he was the right kid. And when Charlie took over, I thought he was the right kid. And when I put Duran in, I thought he was the right kid. And honestly, if you can rotate receivers and running backs, I'm going to try to win us a game. And I'm going to play the quarterback that I think can help us win the game at that situation. So, but we'll worry about that come Monday. Yeah, I'll say this. I watched them on film last year. I watched them on film this year. They are a well-coached football team. If you watch the games they've played, they've given, this kid has run the ball against everybody, and there's nobody that's knocked him down. Yep, they've got some quarterback issues. The one, their starter isn't playing, who was a tad better at throwing the ball. And they play a aggressive style of defense, which you can run the ball over, which is reflected of Ross 150 yards. And we needed to get some bigger runs out, which would have helped the passing game. He never returned a punt before in his career in college till last week when we needed a backup punter. He's catching punts. He's playing every rep in a game. And they make some mistakes at times, but there's no more of a warrior attitude than he he did, you may or may not know, but I don't remember I think after the Richmond game, we awarded him a scholarship for his, because he was a non-scholarship player, so we were able to do that. And I think the team really, really appreciates what he's doing. I certainly do for my chair.
Now, how's Reggie feeling?
Yeah, I didn't talk to those guys, so it didn't look good if you're in a boot. So we got several injuries that unfortunately we'll have to deal with come tomorrow and figure out Monday. But right now we're going to enjoy what we're doing. You know, I prove it to you. We didn't redshirt Charlie. I could have and played the other two. We're here to win football games at Stony Brook. We'll play the best players that are healthy on Saturday, and yeah, we might be forced to play some guys that are younger. And fortunately, we have some games left. The one linebacker, we didn't have to play him today. He's got 2 games left. We can play him in both games. We'll have to figure out some other things.
You know, I just got a lot of help from my line. They were getting me some big holes, and I was able to break through and get some yards. Keep the chains moving, keep the ball moving. That was it. Yeah, it's a great feeling, you know, starting, getting a lot of touches, and coming out with the W in the end.
Congratulations.
I would say just having a plan before the play started, especially on that last drive, knowing they're likely going to pass. So just having a plan in place and then executing it. And my D tackles got good rushes on all those plays, which really opened it up for me. Like Taylor Blessa, Rashawn Lawrence, Dakar Edwards, and even the other ends, Rodney Fogg, A.J. Roberts, Keith Winfrey. Like, we were able to get a lot of pressure so the quarterback couldn't just escape, which allowed me to get there.
Yeah.
I was in with like a bone bruise from the main game. Just kind of got caught up in like a pile. Someone kind of hit my leg a little bit. So it took a little bit to heal up, but the trainers helped me a lot, Craig and Tim, and so I was able to get back to our strength staff too, Sean and Vinny. Worked really hard to get back, so feeling good now. Just being relentless and rallying to the ball. I think everyone played really hungry, every level, from the D-line, backers, secondary, and just being relentless no matter what was going on, where we started, whether they were backed up or they had good field position, just keep going, especially towards the end of the game. Just keep going because we knew eventually we were going to pull through in the end. It's always a blow losing someone like Reggie, senior leader, probably the leader of our defense. But thankfully he was still there, present, still around. If you see him, he's coaching up the backers, and our linebacker room is really deep, so we have a lot of guys who can play, which is great to see. So it's tough, but we just kind of rallied for him, and he continued to coach all the younger guys, and the other backers stepped up and played really well. It feels great. Like it was a big play. We knew they were going to go for it. It was good because they had just scored, and we're not down pouting about it. Was able to get through at a really good rush by Rashawn Lawrence, who was next to me. So it felt really good to just bounce back from that touchdown, and we didn't sit there and pout. We just came back and we rallied and ended up getting the stop.
Honestly, I've been waiting a long time for that, to get to celebrate my team like that. It's sometimes we don't get a lot of field goal attempts, so you got to bury the ones that count, and it feels good.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And thank the O-line too. Great guys. But that doesn't go in without everybody on the sideline, and it's a family. So just glad we got it done. It's what you dream of. You work a long time for that feeling. And you're a little nervous, you're a little you don't really know how to feel, but when kind of you get in the net and you work on it, and you see your team around you, and you got to put it through. When you walk out on the field, you just put it in your head that you're going to make it. And have faith in everybody, and I have faith in my team, I have faith in myself. So just glad we got it done.
Awesome. Thank you, fellas. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Getting lit in there.